Hello, Ruthless Nation. It's another Thursday night of action-packed Cup Series racing right here on the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. And this week, we're going to be taking on Darlington with the Pro Series. All I'm waiting on is a join message. And we'll be getting the green flag racing here on the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. If you don't know, get with it. Subscribe and hit the bell. I was kind of behind on the gun watching the draft tonight. But nonetheless, we're going to get ready as they're waiting on me. Looks like Typical once again on the pole, followed by Henson, with Hollywood in third, G-Dog coming in fourth, Alex getting fifth, Ed though coming in sixth, Smitty coming in seventh. Let's see, eighth is Anxious Yeti, with Monkey Wins in ninth, coming back from injury. Hope he's all well and good to go. And then Animal rounding up in 10th. And we're going to have a field of 10 tonight as the clock is rolling, as I'm sure I'll get a join message within the next few seconds. And once again, thanks for Ed though on YouTube. That is him right there in the comment section saying good luck, guys. You want to check him out? He has the Ruthless Radio on his end, as the join message should be coming in, and it is Hollywood. Alright, it's going to be the Throwback 250 right here at the Ruthless Pro Series. This is the Ruthless Racing Pro Series on the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell. And thanks for anybody who comes through to watch. So we should see some throwback schemes out here tonight if anybody remembered to put them on. I should catch the green flag here. Alright, here they're coming up to the skew car restart zone to begin this race. Typical on the pole, followed by Henson, Hollywood in third, G-Dog fourth. Forgive me, I think Alex was in fifth. Darlington, a very unforgiving track. Oh yeah, got a few already off back here. Big wreck. 13 of Anxious Yeti around. Animal in the 34 around. That is a 2-car wreck, and that is going to be the first caution already. The Lady in Black takes down 2 early on here in the Throwback 250. NFL draft on tonight. A lot of people getting picked. Detroit Lions traded their pick to Arizona, so they go back quite a bit. But nonetheless, thanks for anybody who has tuned in here to the Ruthless Racing Series from Darlington. Throwback attack. First caution comes out. Anxious Yeti and Animal get together on coming out of 2. And, Lady in Black. So Henson is going to be the one in the lead here. Interesting enough. Oh, Typical didn't get going, possibly missed a shift. That's going to be interesting for the rest of these guys, as he is a quick car and he is going to be stuck up on the high side. He falls right back into line rather quickly, right in front of Ed though, I believe, behind him. Yep, that is Ed though in that 43. Thank him for the stream this evening. 57 laps here in stage 1, already 6 completed when they hit the line here. As you can see, that top 4 is starting to inch away. Ed though is in the top 5 for the moment. G-Dog looking to make a move. Darlington, a very Typical round off the butter. So I don't know if that collected anyone else. That is going to possibly bring out a caution again. I don't know. No, no caution there. Typical went around. Most of the field is together. I don't know. I think he hit that apron, that dotted line. That's just like the yellow line at any other track. That dotted line there. It is possible to drive down there. It's just not ideal. As Henson is your leader, and he is out front. Obviously, if he's your leader, he is out front. Duh. Anyways. Thanks to everybody who watches the Ruthless Racing Pro Series. See Hollywood up here giving Henson a run for his money. We'll get a look at some of these paint schemes out here tonight. This G-Dog runs his, he said, I think he said something along the lines, until he does better or something, he didn't want to disappoint sponsors. I think that was him that said that. But, fair enough. I like it. It's a good color blue. There is an Aries orange paint scheme. And then everybody knows this one, obviously. And the 43. And there is a 41, 13, Got the Gecko up there on the front. Anxious Yeti. Monkey in that mobile one, he's always running this one. And then Animal in the Love's Truck Stop 34 Ford Mustang. That was a Daytona 500 winner one time. And then Typical, ran out of talent back there, a couple laps. Unusual for him. And then Henson and Hollywood basically up here battling for 1-2. And I think that's Alex in third place. We're on board with Hollywood here as he is trying to get a hold of Henson to make this a race for first place. Once again, thanks to Ed for the stream this evening. Darlington, though, back to the strategy it takes. 1 and 2, very open turn. As you'll see right here as we'll go off the nose of Hollywood. It's a kind of a open, more room, I guess, to hold the throttle. And as long as you don't break loose right there, you're pretty golden. But 3 and 4 becomes a very tight, narrow kind of turn. You got to slow way out of the throttle and get back into it just in time to be any bit competitive. As you can see, I believe Henson possibly a little better in 3 and 4 than Hollywood. And Hollywood maybe just a tad better than Henson in 1 and 2. As I don't know what happened here. A lot of throttle letting out. Possibly a caution has been thrown. Not sure what has happened. Interesting. Maybe this is a manual caution. Something has happened to cause that. I'm not quite sure who that involved. Typical, maybe. Got some damage, I don't know. Didn't look like he had that much damage earlier on. As I'm sure we'll see a lot of people going down pit road here. I don't think anybody was already on pit road. As 15 of 57 laps has been completed, and when they go through pit road, it'll be 16 out of those 57. As I think these guys could get about 24 laps out of a run. Pit stops here brought to you by Everything NASCAR. Caution brought to you by Skew Car. Both on YouTube. Check them out. Because I'm not sure if they're going to go green this lap, because we'll check it out. I don't think they will. Probably going green next lap. So we'll get a quick draft look before they go green. Alright, we're going to go green right here. Oh, they're already wrecking before we even go green. Oh no. Unfortunate events back here. So they will not go green this lap. And you know why that's okay? That happened in NASCAR not that long ago. Noah Gragson lagged on that restart. So we're going to try this again. Anybody keeping up with the draft out there? Are they shocked by some of the picks they've seen? Because I am. Right now the Falcons are picking. And the Falcons take Bijan Robinson, the running back from Texas. Interesting. So more pit stops are going to happen here as, you know, you get off that restart. Somebody could take some right sides here, Shirley, and be fine, but don't call me Shirley. Alright, so little issue on the restart here. Skew car restart zone. Got somebody turned. Starting to see some people come in. Thanks to everybody who's watching. This is the Ruthless Pro Series from Darlington, right here on the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. Throwback 250. Sprinkling in turn 4. Supposedly. Alright, so we'll get back up here. I guess his car probably doesn't look like that right now. But he stayed out. So Typical back to the lead now, I'm going to assume. And probably going to go green this lap, barring the rain. Jet dryers got in there while they were going through the pits. Just going to help it out as they get up here to the line. Typical going to be your front man next to Henson. Hollywood third. Alex in fourth for this restart at the throwback 250. You can see them bumping as they get to the skew car restart zone. And Typical will fire it off as they are side by side going into 1 and 2. As the back of the field kind of gets strung out quicker than the front, but they get it to a single line quite quickly. And the top 3 are Typical, Henson, and Hollywood. Alex, Ed, though, rounding up the top 5. Monkey wins out there in the 4. G-Dog in the 17 behind him. Those are top 7. So, good restart here this time around. Got 21 laps completed in stage number 1. Quite a long race out here this evening. Appreciate everybody coming through. Hey, Skew Car, had we had one little crash somewhere. I forgot what happened the first time, within the first lap. And then there was a caution that I don't know quite what happened. It was a manual caution. And then we had to do another manual caution right on the restart because of that. And that's what you're seeing here, which has been a pretty good restart. Got Typical who wrecked early on off the apron and stayed out after this caution and got back to the lead. And now it is Hollywood who is now in front of Henson chasing down Typical. As Hollywood was chasing down Henson prior to all this going down. Alex in his pro debut, I think, is in 4th. So we'll get on board with him. As you can see Henson up there ahead of him, driving the 96 Aries Toyota Camry. And there's Ed, though. He has been in the top 5 most of the night. And then G-Dog, he was in the top 5 to begin the race. Monkey, this is his first race coming back from an injury. So good on him to see him out here competing with everybody tonight. And then Typical, right there, as we said, fought himself back to the lead. Oh, Hollywood nabbed some wall out of turn number 2. And I don't know, that might have killed his run a little bit. Typical out here trying to run away with it. Hollywood got a good car tonight. We'll see what gets going. Top 3 right here trying to run away with it. Alex there in 4th. Just kind of in a pocket all alone. As you can see up there in 3 and 4, there was a car. So that means the leaders are getting close to maybe some traffic that might not be on the lead lap. Looks like all 10 drivers are still out there. G-Dog in the 7. Oh, Ed must have got loose. Got back up there. Smitty in the 41. Anxious Shetty out here in the 13. Geico Chevy Camaro. I think we heard him snag a little bit of wall. There's Monkey, as we mentioned earlier. Mobile One Machine, Love's Truck Stop, Mustang 34 driven by Animal tonight. And Typical in the Discount Tire Mustang. And I think everybody's having a little issue. The longest they've had to run all night so far. 28 laps complete out of 57 in stage number 1. Still a pit stop away, barring any more cautions. As you can see, the leaders starting to catch up with some of this traffic, and you don't want to catch the traffic in the turns, because either you're going to have to scare yourself passing them or just slow up and be behind them. So it's you really want to catch them on the straights, and you know, hopefully they ain't trying to battle for their lap too hard. As you can see, Henson, he has gotten around Hollywood, who has fallen to third. Henson on the tail of Typical now, trying to chase down that first position that he once held before the cautions rained down upon him. So Typical in the lead. They're coming up on the 34 of Animal. And Henson must have had some issue, as he's lost a little bit to Typical here. You see Animal, he stays low, he's going to let Typical get high. Oh, he's wrecked it to the inside. Trying to get low and slow. Unfortunate for the 34. Alright, so that's your top three right there. There's your top two. I think that slowed down Typical just enough, and the car got off and wrecked before Henson got there. So he just stayed in the throttle, and this has allowed him to catch the tail end of the two car here. And there's Hollywood, who might have also gained a little bit of time up to Typical, the leader. I guess Brad Light retired after last week, or wherever it was. So Henson kind of got up there, and I don't know if he decided to hang loose because he knows there's another pit stop going to be involved. I'm going to jump back through the field for a second. There was some looseness getting going. Oh, yeah, I'm not sure what happened between these two. I just, you know, didn't even see that. But 24 laps remaining. Oh, Yeti already out. Typical still the leader. Henson right there. Hollywood has dropped way off these two guys, as we'll see what happens. Henson moved to the inside. Not sure what happened. What happened to Typical here? Maybe he thinks better of it. Thinks maybe he needs to save some tire or something. Oh! Typical off the wall. He dropped his drink in his lap or something. What is going on? Dude hit the brake, thought he was on the gas. Interesting. So now Henson's your leader. Typical, I don't know if he dropped back to save a little, to make it, try just to make one stop. Maybe they're thinking if they don't save, I think they could make it on a pit at this point. They could just make it longer on the fuel that they have, and kind of shorten that fuel run at the end, maybe be a little quicker on some fresh tires. That's what I imagine. Something that maybe I would do on that tactic. Nonetheless, Henson is now catching up to lapped cars once again. Here goes Typical. He's going to go in this time. So there you go. That might prove good for him later on, being the first one in there. Alex goes in as well. And Hollywood's still out here. Henson still out here. As to pit here, you must go down in the dotted lines on 3 and 4. And pit like Smitty has done. As you'll see, anybody who's pitting will go down right there. The animal just passed. Typical end getting service. Henson still on track. Going into pit now. And that will be the 18, our leader, pitting. Let's see if Hollywood joins him. He was second place, and no, Hollywood's not going to join him. He is going to stay out and gun it for home. Maybe go in the lap after, hoping for a caution, run out his fuel. We'll see what happens here with Hollywood. He should be up on typical for the moment, as it is Hollywood who is in the lead right now with 40 of 57 laps completed. We'll have to pit though. Hollywood still running out on track, possibly looking for that low fuel, high bite tire, and try to run it as quick as possible. Still going to be around, imagine a 15-second stop for him when he goes in. Best case scenario, maybe 15.3 stop if he gets in perfect. We'll see what he does. He's going to go in this time. It's probably going to put him around 16 to go on this run. I think he got in there real nice and clean. So it's going to be interesting. Typical was the one out there, and he is somehow behind Henson. So Typical with the, I think, the longer run, but he is not over Henson, who they're trying to cycle through and be the leader and beat that 14 of Hollywood. I'm not sure if anybody's laps down to Hollywood right now. Could work out in his favor. He could come out about like where Typical is. Hollywood had a lot of time to gain on these guys anyways, so being way off their pace wouldn't be all that terrible, as he was already in third position behind these guys a good way. Now this did prove good for Henson, as Typical, he dropped back from Henson right there before the pit stops and was leading, but not there towards the end, towards the pit stops. 43 out of 57 right here. Be 15 laps remaining. You got the 34. He's coming off that apron, and he's going to stay low right here. That's where you like to catch people. As he's going to pit. And Henson is your leader. So we'll see where Hollywood came out. He is right here, coming out of, or going into 3. Henson is coming out of 2. So really Hollywood's not that far from getting lapped. There's Hollywood. I'm trying to piece it together in my mind. So here's the back stretch. And here's the back stretch. So. Hollywood's just out of frame. We could possibly see him right here. Way up there going into the turn, if you can see him. He's turning through 1 and 2 right now. I'm not sure what place he is in. We'll get on with Henson here as that monkey wins there in the 4. He's getting up with the leaders here. He snaps it down to the inside, gets out of the way. And Henson, no harm, no foul there. It's Typical still lagging, or I'm sorry, trailing off the 18 here. late into stage number 1. We're probably getting down to about 10 to go here. Got a lot of cars running alone. All but the lead. There's typical around monkey. As Henson just done the lap before. Animal coming out from a pit. Oh, a little bit of Larson action there for the 2. So it's off of that wall a tad. There's Henson. He's catching the 43 ahead though. Darlington, a very tough track car. The lady in black for a reason. We'll see how Henson handles this lap traffic. As it is 10 to go here in stage number 1. It's Throwback 250 in the Ruthless Pro Series, Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Know the NFL draft is on tonight, and I hope anybody who's watching is enjoying. Henson around the 43 quad easy here into this turn, typical. Going to have to work up against that as well. As I think Hollywood is in 3rd, and that might be the only car on the lead lap. As I know Ed had been running the top 5 all night. As there's Hollywood up ahead. Alright. So this is your leader by a long shot. Typical still not up with the lapped car of the 43 yet. I thought the early pit stop would help Typical. Oh. So Ed just gets out of the way of the 2 there of Typical. Ed though. 43. Henson way ahead here. So a little more lap traffic coming up here. Getting down to the last laps of stage number 1. Can Henson secure himself another stage win here in season number 2? Got 6 people watching now. Thanks to everybody who has popped in. Yes, SKU car, I know. I've seen that. Cards. Weird. And then they made a very odd pick. Didn't make very much sense to me. But I do not run that team, and thankfully. Alright, Henson crosses the line there. So we'll see how many laps are remaining. We are down to 3 laps, I do believe. So we'll see how this breaks down. Typical still has a chance. Mistakes can happen at any moment here at Darlington. Hollywood still fighting for his lead lap. Here's G-Dog. Oh, that slowed down the leader big time. That's going to allow Typical to get real close here in the closing laps of stage number 1. As G-Dog got loose there on the backstretch, forced Henson out of the throttle. What? Oh, in real life. I got you. Got you. Thought you were talking like a URL. I was like, what the hell? Alright, so Henson is going to take stage number 1. Gets it by the grace of the lady in black. Here's Hollywood. He is coming around, and he kept his lap, and possibly going to be third for him. Not sure. No, Alex is going to come in third, so it's going to be Henson, typical Alex, Hollywood, and Ed, though, rounding up the top 5. Then G-Dog and Monkey Wins 6th and 7th. So good out of everybody there. Smitty in 8th, Animal in 9th, and Yeti out with engine failure in 10th. Alright, so stage 2 is around 57 laps, maybe about 54, 55, somewhere in there, depending on how the caution worked out for them in the first stage. But we'll see, we'll get a count on that when they come back out. Looks like everybody up to 5th is down a lap. 5th down is a lap down. Ed, though, will get the pass, and I believe be put on the lead lap. He is. So G-Dog's the first car lap down at the restart, and it'll be Henson out front, followed by Typical, Alex, and then Hollywood. G-Dog fighting for that free pass whenever it comes back around. Ed, though, had to start in the back. He had to start in the back getting that free pass, but he's going to try to work his way up through here quickly. He's been in the top 5 all night. Typical, you see him, he's back there stuck behind G-Dog, who's a lap down, who's, just trying to fight for his lap back. It's a good pick for the line. It's a good pick, I think. So Henson looking for that win and a lock into the playoffs tonight here at Darlington, and a throwback 250 for the Ruthless Racing Pro Series. Oh, we got a crash, a big one. Hollywood involved, Alex involved. Both of them was on the lead lap at the stage break. G-Dog gets through. Big, heavy damage on that 96. And I don't think this game threw a caution on that. Was not very prone to throwing cautions in the Tuesday race. So this is going to come down to a manual caution right here thrown by the field. And I think Monkey said he gets a lap back. Possibly a lap back for all these guys. Maybe. They're just going to stay out. We'll see. I like that pick for Detroit. Alright, pit stops, everything NASCAR. Caution. Restart zone. Brought to you by SKU-Car. Drink break. Brought to you by SKU-Car. Me brought to you by SKU-Car. He's my dad, actually. Thank you. Okay. Ed, though. Possible leader? I think he is. Maybe. Not sure. Yes, he is. Only 4, be 5 on the restart completed out of 54 laps in stage number 2. Right here from Darlington Pro Series and the Ruthless Racing Series. You gotta think, I don't have a teleprompter like Mike Joy. He's just saying whatever they tell him to say. But Ed, though, is going to be the front man for this one. Henson going to start to his outside. They're going to get fired off in the skew car restart zone. Boogity, boogity, boogity. It's a throwback 250. Once again, getting going in the second stage with 5 of 54 laps completed. Hollywood way down to the inside on that undesirable driving surface. Top 5 gets kind of wobbly out of 2. Ed, though, hanging on to the lead for now. Here come Typical and Henson. Oh, he's going to nab some wall. Gets that Darlington stripe. Inside comes Typical. Turns him a little bit on the quarter panel. Wiggle is the 2. On the quarter panel is the 18 back there. Good racing out of this top bunch. Here come the leaders. Almost 2 by 2 here at Darlington. They are. Oh, a little bit of wall out of Henson. Snapping loose for the 43. Oh, he's going to have to slow it down. Unfortunate. He's just got to hold it off everybody else. Good move there out of Ed, though. And shout out to Ed, though, for winning that 6.0 shootout the other night. If you haven't seen that video, that is posted on our YouTube. Button up, your URLs are showing. Sorry guys, I can't come out tonight. I got a URL. Oh! Not sure what happened there. I think everybody just tagged the wall together simultaneously. Interesting. Alright. A little bit of damage there for the 18 off that little bit, and they're going to see the same damage off the 14 here, right there, on that arrow flap. There's Ed, though. He started off that restart on the lead, and then there's just some tough, heavy racing there. Got loose. Had to drop out of the throttle to not kill the field. So stage 1 belonged to Henson, and this kind of was the look at things in stage number 1 before the cautions, which allowed Henson to get out there to that lead on one of the restarts, and he did not look back. But now it's a little bit closer. I think they gained a little bit of time on Typical there. Darlington, a very tough track to be consistent. And with 24 laps in each run, you know, you're kind of looking for how long can I go at this track between each of the pit stops. 2 pit stops per stage in this race, as I'm sure you'll see a lot more green flag racing in the 3rd stage, as we already have 1 green flag stop there in stage number 1. And I feel like, yeah, I'm sorry, that's how Henson was able to get out to that lead. It was off that green flag stop. But Typical pit way earlier than Henson, I think 2 laps before him, and was still not there to catch him. Hollywood stayed out way later than either of them, I think 4 or 5 laps past them, and was able to stay on the lead lap. Alright, we got the top 3 here all spaced out. We'll drop back through the field. There's G-Dog. We'll get on board with him for a second. There's the 96 of Alex. He had a pretty good race. He got caught up in that one incident with Hollywood and quite a few others earlier on in stage 1. There's Ed, though. He was up on the start for this restart and had to drop back after getting a little loose. Smitty out here in the 41 tonight. He is driving all alone at the moment. Engine failure for the 13. And then there's Monkey coming off his injury. And, you know, doing the best he can out here. Good to see him out here trying to compete a little bit with these guys in his normal 4-car fashion. Good to have old Monkey Wins here. Back once again. Oh, as he gets loose there off of that. Turn number 2. Lady in Black turn 2 is Notorious. And here's Animal in the 34. Loves truck stop. Ford Mustang. And then Typical is in the lead. Got Henson trying to chase him down. Hollywood right there. Still a little bit of space between each of them. Hollywood with the most cushion between him and his competitor up here. You see Henson, he is trying everything in the bag, trying to get a hold of Typical as they go through these turns. You see Hollywood, he is just back there a tad bit. But if they go to the green flag stop, that cushion is not going to be terrible. I don't know, he has to have a really good pit stop. I feel like Typical and Henson have this pit road down pat. And yeah, you know, you just gotta have that brake down to a science. You want to be down to that 45, I believe so here. So Henson is he's kind of there. Could just be playing a little bit of cushion. We got people out here. Yeah, we got Trey Ricks has 18 dub coming up. I agree everything. Oh, Monkey gets down to the inside wall. And that's just a single car incident. Didn't really affect the leaders. Possibly that's what he was trying to avoid, just messing with them at all. Hollywood has found himself way back now. Typical and Henson still fought for this lead up here. Henson's right here, you know. I think he's just playing a little bit of cushion game. Right on Typical's bumper. They know they got to make a pit stop here at some point. As 20 laps have been completed. 21 laps, actually. Sorry. And 34 laps remaining. So we're going to still be 10 laps away from any sort of pit stop, I think. Possibly, depending. I know they already had a pit stop in this stage due to caution. So we'll see. I think Typical may not have as much fuel as the rest of them. He did stay out, I do believe. I could have it all mixed up too, to be honest. Alright, so let's see if they start battling. I'm not sure how the pit stops are going to break down now. I know they can make about 24 laps. So, they were 2 pits going to be required in each stage. I don't know if they ran enough laps in the before the first filled pit. And, to cover that extra lap that they're going to have to cover. Somebody could just come in and take fuel or right sides. Maybe. It's going to be interesting to see how somebody breaks this down as There's around 31 remaining, I do believe. Good battle here out of the 18 and the 2. Got some lap traffic coming up. And Henson's going to shoot it down into pit road. Typical, not going to be doing so. Hollywood already down there. So Henson goes the lap after. A lot of guys still out on track. So, yeah, I think they're going to have to do another pit stop still out here. I do believe. Unless my laps are off. They could be off. If somebody's lap down. Not quite sure. But we're showing 26 of 54 completed. These guys could have to come in for some fuel. Typical down pit road. Henson on pit road. Hollywood off pit road. As for the moment, I believe Alex is the leader. No? Possibly going into pit now. Make sure we get our proper leader some airtime. Because it might have been Ed. Yeah, Ed comes back around to the lead. Don't let out of it, Ed. Just go. Ed's your current leader. Still hasn't pit. Not going to pit this time either. Had to slow up just a tad. Oh, yeah, he's going to pit. 34 kind of messed up his strategy, I do believe. So he has to go down pit road this time. Alex getting his service. Guys, we're going to keep an eye on these two here. We'll see. Typical's coming down and around. And through the home stretch. Henson goes down the round and through the home stretch. So Typical might be your leader. We'll check on that here in just a second. This is Hollywood. He comes down and around. And he just came through the home stretch. So I think he is quite a bit behind. So good pit stop for Typical, as I think he's going to come around and be the leader once I'm able to look around. Like he is the leader at this point in time. Yes, that is right. This will be Typical, Henson, Hollywood still, I do believe. These green flag pit stops have been brutal. As Typical has just got him down or something. He's got something cooking on him. As he has been able to turn green flag pit stops into leads. So he's going to pit now to get that extra fuel to finish. And that's going to leave Henson out on track still. So we'll see if this strategy serves Typical well. Interesting move there. He's going to get the rest of his fuel to make it right now. So we'll try to get a lap count here. Once they come back around, Henson is your leader. forgot to look at the lap. Sorry, everybody. Alright, so Henson's still in the lead. Hollywood going down to get that fuel now to make it to the end of this stage. "22 laps remaining, so possibly some right side tires. I'm not sure. I guess they're looking for this race to stay green here in stage number 2. And they know that Henson's going to have to pit as well eventually. Not sure if they just didn't take enough fuel past the amount of laps that it was going to take to get a full tank, or if they just had a full tank and ran it down and topped it back off. Nonetheless, interesting strategy. Personally, I think I'd have took the least amount of fuel I could to make it to around 21 or so laps and then filled up. And that could have been what some of these guys done, as they know Henson still has to pit, as I believe he might be on pit road. There he is just now. So we'll see how them early pit stops play out for these other two, which is typical in Hollywood. Henson comes out just in front of the 96. Can't quite tell who is in first. I think it might be the 96 is in first right now. Alright. After all those guys had pit, the 96 has took first position. So we'll wait for him to pit, but for now he is your leader, taking some laps off the board. Good for him. I could be mistaken, but I think this is his first Pro Series start. So he has led, this is not his first lap sled tonight. He has led multiple laps. His strategy has led laps, and, you know, later on in the race, if your strategy is exactly what it is right now, the caution could come out on your strategy. And there you are, you know, you pit and you could be up there making some noise late in the race. And that's exactly what he's doing right here in this stage, number 2, with 39 of 54 completed. He still has to make a pit stop for some fuel to make it to the end of this stage. But, you know, he's leading some laps in the middle of doing it. So we'll keep an eye on that. Oh, as I believe somebody just gets off the track a little bit there. 34 of Animal. See, is back up on and off the track. Stay in it there, 96. He'll stay out of the way. Alright, so still out on this strategy. Alex is leading, but Ed, though, is in second with everybody who has already pit. And, you know, barring any caution, you know, that could happen here. Force those other guys to go in and get tires. And there you are, in a good spot again. Yeah, but Ed is in second behind Alex. They both still have to pit. You see Ed coming down the front stretch Alex coming down the backstretch now. Ed just now getting out of turn 2 to the backstretch, getting loose as we go on here. He could have just took fuel over tires. '96 holding strong, still out on his first pit. As Hollywood, Typical, and Henson have all already pit to make it to the end of this stage. See, that is Typical. Henson is in front of Typical. Possibly the race for the lead there. Hollywood coming down the front stretch as these guys are just coming down the back stretch. So Typical might have had an issue there. That's going to allow Henson to kind of run away from him. And that 96 is still out there. And I think Typical's not far out of this 96 car sights. Who is in the lead? I'm not sure if they're laps down already where they had pit. But this could be a risk of lap down territory though. Typical had an issue there. Henson though, I think he's scrambling for the lead after these guys pit for that last bit of fuel. As you can see, the 96 right there off the nose of his car, he got a little bit loose off turn number 4. And there is Ed, he is still in second. And that is where he is positioned compared to the leader. There's the animal in his sights once again. Alright, Alex still out here turning laps in the lead. And here's Hollywood. Henson and Typical, who is getting loose off for himself. Henson though, he is turning. He will be in the lead, I do believe, once all the pit stops cycle through. See Ed though still in second. Thanks to Ed though for his stream tonight though. Helps Ed though, thank you though. Alright, 96 gonna go in. No, oh, I think he just got loose. Or maybe second thought himself, or I don't know. That was brutal, because I think that allowed Hollywood to get around him. And possibly get back on the lead lap. So possibly see this 96 car pit this time. Nope, it's going to stay out there. I guess he's thinking now, you know, he's kind of committed to the whole thing. So he's going to try to keep it out there, hope for something. As we're only about 3 or 4 laps to the end of stage number 2 here. I'm not sure. I think they had to pit one more time. Yep, he's going to go in this time, try to do it as quick as possible. He may not take tires with this little bit of time left. So we'll try to keep an eye on but you got Ed though. He's going in now too, as he'll try to catch the leader. Yeah, only about 3 laps to go here in stage number 2, as they had to pit this lap. And we'll try to keep an eye on who cycles around back into the lead, as I do personally believe it will be the driver of the 18, Henson. Typical is his closest. Yeah, that's his closest competition. Once they come back out of pit road here, we'll see how it goes. I think these guys going down pit road right now are only taking fuel. And yeah, that could be spicy for them coming out of the pits. 96 comes out, I think, rather well. And that still could be a battle for the lead right here. Hansen gets around him. So typical may this strategy for the 96 might work out. Yeah, Henson is in the lead, but I think that 96 is in second. It might be the end of the stage. I'm not sure. Not sure what that was out of Henson there. That is the end of the stage. So we'll see how this works out. See. We'll get the running order here for the end of the stage. Right. Hollywood finished third. Alex ended up in fourth. Edlo in fifth. Let's see. Henson, I think. Yeah, Henson, typical Hollywood. Alex, Edlo, top five. G-Dog, Monkey, Smitty, Animal, and Yeti with the engine failure. Rounding up to top 10. And this will be about a 68, 64, 65 plus lap stage. And yeah, so Henson sweeping the first two stages. So we'll see if he's able to take the race, lock himself into the playoffs once and for all. Once and for good. Here it is, stage 3 action. Hollywood along with Henson in first, taking up the front row. Henson on the point. We'll be with him as they get going. Typical in third. Edlo fourth. G-Dog fifth. Monkey sixth. Big crash there for Hollywood. And unfortunately, I think that's going to be a single car incident. So early on here in stage 3. Ethan Trindler, what's up? Good to see you back. This is the throwback 250 from the Lady in Black track. Hollywood just had a very unfortunate event. Was running up here in the front, and now it is back to a Henson and typical show. (119 of 184 laps complete). I think the 17 said something along the lines that he didn't want to disappoint his sponsors, so we're just going to enjoy this beautiful battle here in first and second place. Alright, hope everybody enjoyed that. I think Hollywood, yep, getting off pit road now. Had a lot of damage. Battle for first remains as it was. Phone calls, you know. Thanks for 6 people out here. Ethan Trendler, yes, I hope you heard what I was saying before I answered the phone. About the sponsors. I was 17. I think that was him that said that. I think he's held to it. Hollywood way back here in stage number 3. Probably going to need a caution that won't happen. His pit stop is complete though, you know, some laps before these other guys. So he will be able to stay out there a bit. You see Typical and Henson still fighting for that first spot. 1 and 2 right here early on in stage number 3. 124 out of 184 laps complete. 125 actually passed the line that time. As altogether that is a grand total of 60 laps remaining. So yeah, tough battle up here up front, but everybody else is kind of playing their endurance game. Oh no, at least somebody else has bit the bullet. So we'll try to find out who that is. Who is that up there? Well, let me see him. Oh, it is Animal, who has bit the engine failure bullet. I do believe. Awesome, yeah, I thought so. All right. So this battle has pretty much stayed as it has been, like this right here. And as anybody knows, Darlington, it is a endurance race. You got to stay out there, you got to stick with it. It is hard to run consistent laps. It is a tough racetrack. And she's shown her mean side to a few of these drivers tonight. As Henson, you know, like that. Just you can tap the wall this lap, but not hit it the first 20. And that's just how that goes here at Darlington. 130 laps complete. Here comes Hollywood, low, slow, back up onto the track. Interesting. Possibly another pit for him already. Just went back in there, topped back off with fuel. I don't know, interesting move. Ed, though, he moved up to 4th position at the moment. As I think Alex maybe in 3rd. And that is because of Hollywood having his incident earlier, which is why you see the mountaintop so 3D-like. When the mountain turns blue, it's ready to drink. Peak and a freeze. Hey, what's up, Animal? I seen you had that, Roger Penske engine tonight. But Henson, your leader, got Typical right there making his life rough. Typical, though, could just be hanging on to his stuff. Just kind of chilling right there. I think Hollywood definitely a lap down. Don't know if he's 2 laps down. Possibly 3 laps down. You know, Darlington's just that kind of racetrack. It wouldn't surprise me if literally these 2 guys are the only one on the lead lap. Maybe Alex here, or Ed though, maybe on the lead lap at the moment. You just see Hollywood is just having issues, man. Just getting up into that wall. She grabs and don't let go. But the battle for the lead, spicy as ever. And they come down into the tricky turn number 4. It's going to be 135 complete right there at that line. Got Animal in the chat. 5 people watching. Appreciate everybody. Oh, loose is the 18. 2's going to go by, claim the lead. Unfortunate for the 18. So, all right, a little bit of a change. It's Typical takes the lead off of, like I was saying earlier, you could drive 20 laps perfect. And then all of a sudden, it's just like the racetrack changed or something. It's just insane. I hear you, Animal. That happens out there in those Roush Fenway motors. Kawasaki. Roush Fenway Kawasaki. And speaking of Kawasaki, there is his old car. Driven by Typical. Oh, there goes Henson into the pits. And it's alright. That's the first pit stop for these guys out front. Typical. Let's see where he pits. He's been the one pitting earlier all night. So we'll see what happens here. Henson is down the pit road. Typical is staying on the track. Alright. There's 47 laps remaining here. 138 laps complete. 139 right there at the line for Typical. As he is in first. I do believe everybody was a lap down up to 4th position possibly. So we see Typical there. He is in the lead after Henson got loose a little bit earlier, but Henson now has made his pit stop and he is back on the track. That's right, car. Go vroom. And sometimes go kaboom, like animals. So Typical now on pit road. Hollywood's still out there racing for his life. And we'll see if this lead changes at all when Typical stays, while Typical is on pit road making his stop. But I guess we'll have to do it by eye. Don't know, I guess these guys are at least a lap down to Typical. Henson, you know, he's about the only one out here competing for the lead at the moment, I think. Alex, possibly. He's out here getting service about the same lap as Typical, so we'll see. Typical is out right there off the hood of Alex. He'll have a great restart on Alex, though, coming out of the pits. And there is Typical. He is out, back on the track. Henson had already pit, so we'll see what this looks like. Henson could be chasing down Typical right here, as Typical is out and back on the track now. No, Henson is your leader right now. That is your leader, Henson. All right. So Henson is your leader. Let's see, this is Typical, who is coming down the backstretch. This is Henson, who is coming down the front stretch. That is quite the lead. Henson is in 1 and 2. But he does have a couple laps older tires. And you never know, this could come down to the end. Another pit stop, I do believe, will be in order to make it through to the end of this one. 41 laps remaining. So these guys have got to make it down to 24 laps. So to make it to the end on the next pit stop. Or if it's 2 pit stops, I'm not sure. Yeah, I don't think they've made one yet, so yeah. Or they made the one, but they'll have to make another, obviously. I don't know if they can make it all the way down to 24 off this last stop. It'll be interesting. 145 laps complete. Jimmy Pham, thanks for coming through. Appreciate that. That is Henson in the lead. I'm thinking Typical is in second. Another pit stop to go, but that is quite the lead for Henson, if that's the case. As he is going down the backstretch. Typical is coming out of turn number 2. So it's quite the lead. I think I saw Hollywood. I thought I saw somebody pitting. Just came out back on the track. Hey, same here, Jimmy. Been a NASCAR fan my whole entire life. And hope you enjoy what we bring here. Different kind of NASCAR. It just doesn't cost us money, okay? Except for, you know, the cost of the game. All that tire and all that stuff, you know, wreck them as many times as you want. Good lead though for that 18. Still some more pit stops. Could be a mistake made on the track, getting off the track, down pit road. So you never know what could be going down. 149 laps complete. So we'll get a lap count as we get down to the end here. As the 4 of Ed though, or I'm sorry, the 43 of Ed though is in 4th position, but you have the leader closing in on him. That is 4th place right there ahead of Henson that you see, who is in 1st. You can see Henson, he's going through 3 and 4 right now. And this is Typical going through 1 and 2. half the track ahead. I'm sorry, that was the front stretch. He's going through 3 and 4. He's going down the back stretch. There's 3 and 4 for Typical. I still can't see. Oh, I see Typical just back there. So he might be catching Henson, actually. Yeah, I thought I had my turns messed up. The lady in black forgives for no one. And she takes no prisoners. Sorry, my allergies are acting up, folks. Apologize. But Henson is still the leader. He keeps closing in on the 43, who is in 4th position. So that means that at least everybody up to 4th would be lapped. And that would mean Typical, and I'm going to guess Alex would be on the lead lap. And I'm not 100% sure on that. There is Alex. Now, has led some laps in this one, especially in stage number 2. Had the pit and dropped to 4th at the end of stage 2. Ed, though, there he is. Oh, gets a little bit of wall, has to get out of the way for the leader. Is going to get low and stay low down the back stretch, front stretch. Shit. As Henson goes around. As we'll see what that did for Typical, if he was able to gain anything there. As you can see how long these turns are. You can see Henson up there. He's just straight away ahead now. We'll see if we can see Typical. There he is, coming out of 4 right now. Straight away is the distance between 1st and 2nd. Typical, not used to getting this kind of treatment, as we're down to 20 some laps to go now. Not quite sure exactly, but we'll have to have another pit stop come up here very soon. Quite the lead for Henson. We'll see what he does with that lead, as any kind of short pitting he tries to do can be counteracted with the lead that he has. Someone could just pit right behind him, or they would know to kind of like give it all they got. They kind of just gotta burn out what they have and then get down pit road in the next couple laps. Typical really good pit master, so we'll see what he does. And I'm not talking about barbecue. Do a quick run through the field here. There's 4th position. He is down a lap for sure. Smitty anxious out with the engine. Monkey on pit road. Good to see him still out here. Animal with that engine problem. And there's the 2 in 2nd place. Mentioned the car number tonight. Henson in the lead. Alright, 159 laps complete of 184. Still got that pit stop coming up here. Stage number 3 of the Ruthless Pro Series from Darlington. The Throwback 250 right here on the Ruthless Racing YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe, like if you haven't already. Hit the bell so you don't miss any of the action. And make sure to keep an eye out for community posts, as we try to post those quite commonly. And there's your leader going down pit road now. This should be the last pit of the race for the leader. And as I predicted, here comes Typical right down behind Henson, and he cut the lead down quite a bit there before this pit stop. But now they're kind of on an even playing field. This is going to allow Hollywood to maybe gain some of that back. I'm not quite sure how he's going to go about that business. It's Typical gives Henson a little check. Stop and shop. Kyle Busch style. Rest in peace, 18 Kyle Busch. But there goes Henson. He's done with his stop, and let's see how quick he is able to get out and onto the throttle. It should be Typical just now got into the throttle. And yeah, the 96 is once again leading laps out here, folks. And as he is going to go down into the pits this time. So that's going to cycle back through. Oh, the 17 gets around right there. Unfortunate, getting up on the pit road. He's going to have to throw her in reverse. Flip it down and reverse it. Once this cycles back through, we'll see who is still in the lead, or who is in the lead. I think it is going to be Henson. Let's see, Typical is coming up onto the front stretch, and Henson is coming onto the back stretch. Okay. There we go, yeah. You can see Henson in front of Typical right there. And we'll see what that lead looks like. It's not quite a straightaway anymore. It is a little bit less than a full straightaway. So Henson just has to drive a good clean car here. And I think he's going to be alright. Might get that first win here in the Ruthless Racing Series. Pro Series. Pardon my French. Yeah, keeps a good clean car here. Gets around any lap traffic. Got Hollywood coming up ahead of him here. As Henson is already the leader once again. So Hollywood probably coming off that pit and probably going to lose a lap that he had just gained back, maybe. Unless he can outpace the 18. Any move, though, in front of the 18 is going to be detrimental to what he's trying to do in outrunning the 2 car that's behind him. That 2 car cut down a lot of time before the pit stop. And then pit on the same exact lap. And then I think maybe gained a little time on getting into the pits on the 18. So, I don't know. Maybe, that, like I said, that straightaway lead is not really a whole straightaway anymore. Which maybe actually might have changed. Because Henson looked to be quite a bit away from Typical there in that go. As we see, boom, boom. So yeah, around Hollywood went Henson. And that is your leader. Like I said, clean race car. He gets a win maybe. See if the burnout rule happens. Not quite sure if they're doing that tonight. 168 out of 184 laps complete here from Darlington. Alright. So well, hopefully nothing happens. I gotta get a drink. Because I could grain wood with my mouth right now. So, there's the leader. Henson is going to take a quick run to the fridge. Alright, so we're getting down to it. Sorry I had to go get a drink and then almost choked on it on the way through here. Good times, good times. Still your leader is this man. And there is typical the man chasing him down. As you can see him right there. Not so much a straightaway away. I think that draft earlier with Hollywood was kind of helping him. And then once he got around him, Typical started to pick the pace back up. That is Alex there in front of Henson right now. As you see him grab some wall up there against the Darlington Raceway sign. I've never been to this track, but I have drove by on my way to Myrtle Beach. Oh! The leader, Tax 96, as he was slow up high. I don't know how much higher he could have got, to be honest. But that does a number on the 18. Now you can see how close Typical is. And we're inside 10 to go. We'll see if that kind of throws a boot, if there's any damage on that nose that might ruin the 18's chances at a win here. I don't know. The 96 was very high there. I don't know. Loose is the 2. 96 loose in front of the 2. He keeps it low. Alright. That's possibly third position there, actually. In the 96. Typical chasing down Henson. We'll see if he's able to do anything. There is no cars going to hinder this finish. I don't believe. Don't see any in sight way ahead. So we'll see. 7 to go with the burnout rule tonight. 8 if there's not. So we'll see how this goes. We are on board with second place, trying to chase down first place of Henson up there in the 18. Typical. Got a string of wins on the line here. You can see he is catching that 18, a big lead after a little contact with the lap car, the 96. The 18 has lost a lot of lead to the 2 car, and we are down to 6 to go with burnout rule. Unsure on what's happening with that. 7 if not. But you can see this car is getting much larger in front of Typical, and that is the leader of Henson. And I'm sure Henson wants his first win to come at a track as historic and a very long race in Darlington that it is. 250 miles, 184 laps. So we got 179 of those laps complete right now. Typical gets into some wall. Or at least got loose. Oh, he does get some wall right here in 3 and 4. That could have been a save my day type of move there. All right, let's see. It's coming down to it. Oh, another big wham. Cody, where are you driving that 2-car? Oh, big wreck. Oh, no, keep it on. Keep it off the wall. Okay, so typical, you know, I think that basically ruined his chances. And there you go. That's going to be a finish, and that's going to be Henson, your winner right here from Darlington. He could be coming around. We'll see what happens. I think you got a burnout rule going down. So there is your winner, first time winner, Henson, here in the Ruthless Racing Pro Series. Big Henson dub, driving that big M&M's car. I like that with the big M&M's on it. So good stuff. Typical comes up, gives old Henson a victory bump. And then we're going to watch Henson go down here and do some donuts. Wish I had a donut. Brings it over to the Coca-Cola sign, and there we go. And we are aware these burnouts are mainly for the drivers. They look cool in the car. And yeah, I'm sure he's enjoying this burnout, and I'm sure he's going to enjoy coming up in here to the booth and with being a winner. Said he's tired of always losing to that guy Ty. Thought one little incident possibly at the end could have changed the difference. Oh, look here, typical was like, oh yeah, let me do one. Yeah, what a poser. Oh no! What happened? No way, no way, no way. No way that happened. Alright, so Henson, typical, Alex, Ed though is the top 4. I thought that typical may have went through him and accidentally took the win on the game. But it's Henson, typical, Alex, Ed though, Hollywood, G-Dog, Monkey, Smitty, Animal, and Anxious Shetty. Those last two lost their engine. Smitty, I'm not sure, finished 10 laps down. Monkey, 9 laps down. But I think he did finish the race off injury. Good on him. I'm glad to have Monkey back. G-Dog finishing in 6th there, 4 laps down. Hollywood top 5, 3 laps down after incident early on in stage number 3. Only 2 drivers that finished on the lead lap were Henson and Typical, who were 1 and 2. Henson first dub here in the Ruthless Racing Series. Pro Series, sorry. And yeah, so we'll get him in here and ask him what is going down. Typical with the fastest lap of the race, followed by Henson. Fair enough, Hollywood gets 3rd fastest. As Alex was 3rd, so don't know if I have him added as a friend, but I will try to see if I can get him in here. 96 car, I don't even know who drives that car. Oh, right there, Daniel Suarez. Hey Henson, could you add that Alex guy? Oh, never mind, Hollywood did it.
Hollywood added him, yeah.
Cool, we'll wait for him to get in here and we'll ask him about his race, as he was driving that orange 96 Aries car. Good race out of him, led a lot of laps tonight. Wait for him to come through. But yeah, very good race out there tonight. Alex has joined us up here. And All right, Alex, third place finish out there. Tough track, Darlington. You led a lot of laps tonight. Had a strategy that allowed you to stay out there at some times. If a caution would have came out, it would have put you in a real good spot. So, yeah, good race out of you, and you come in third. So, just talk about your race, and do you think anything could have went different to maybe enhanced where you finished?
No, a lot of things went my way to get to third. It was a pretty eventful race. I just managed to, well, I don't even know if I kept it clean because I got involved in a couple incidents, but I managed to get on the lead lap, and then just hold my line, and at the very end or last stage, not make any major mistakes. Although I did uh, get Henson involved in an incident, but thankfully he managed to win still. But overall, it was a pretty good race. I did pretty good in both of the Darlington races, the Pro Am and the Pro. But it's nice to be able to get the third place finish today.
Yeah, real good. Yeah, like I said, real good race. You led some laps out there. And yeah, just that one little incident with the leader there at the end, but nonetheless he prevailed and came out on top anyways. But yeah, good third place finish out of you, and thanks for racing with us.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, awesome. All right, and very odd, but it is true. It is the news. Uh, Discount tire number two, Ty Pickle. Second place tonight, man. Very odd position for me to be interviewing you in. What do you think could have went differently out there that maybe you could have got the win? Almost caught him there at the end though with that little incident, but he was able to keep it out front. So yeah, just walk us through the race and you know what could have went different.
And I couldn't do anything different. Turn two is unpredictable. You don't know what's going to happen. You can be fine for 10 laps straight, and then out of nowhere, you're in the wall. Because as soon as you hit that bump, you're straight into a wall. There's no controlling it. And then you're on there just spinning out. And then stage three, going to pit road, spinning it out. Got 2 seconds of damage. Henson pulled 8 or 9 seconds, and I was able to run it down to 4 before the incident with Alex. But he had a better car than I did anyway, so it didn't really matter if I would have wrecked or not. But yeah, I'm glad that he was able to get his first win of the season. He definitely drove and deserved it, so congrats to him.
Yeah, definitely drove a good race out there. I think that was a sweep. I think he's the first one to do that besides you. So yeah, it's another new first here for the season and for the series. As is that all you got to say for us tonight? Typical.
Yeah, fuck the first second stage, man. We're not gonna talk about it.
All right, so there you hear it from usually the typical winner of a race, but second place tonight. 18 car is going to take it home this time, and he drove that awesome big skittle car that I like. If I can get it up here for us. And yeah, first win here in the Ruthless Racing Pro Series for you. And you've done it in awesome fashion, swept the whole deal, historic track, big long race, 250 miles. So just let it rip. Tell us what you enjoyed about the race and what it feels like to get your first win and all that.
Well, it's been coming. I've been every week in and week out. You want to beat the two car, you know. It's so fast, so clean, so fun to run against. We had a really good race. I mean, we were hooked up there for a while together, and a couple mistakes from me, a couple mistakes from him, and we just kind of singled it out at the end. I hate that he spun going in the pits. I really wanted to race it out with him, but yeah, I'm glad to win that race. That was a long race and super fun. But yeah, for sure, I definitely wanted to win that one, and I did. So.
Hey, that's good you went out there and done it, and I think you done some pretty good burnouts. Even though I think Typical was jealous because I saw him do one behind you.
I guess that's part of being buddies. I guess if your buddy
Hey,
wins, you know, maybe when he wins
I
next time.
finished on. I was the only other car to finish on lead lap. I deserved a little one.
I
Next time he
I
wins,
guess
I'll do burnouts behind him for sure.
yeah, I guess that's true. You know, you only two on the lead lap. You know, why not? But yeah, good race out of you, Henson. Glad you was able to get your first win out of the way, and it came at Darlington of all places. Um, Anybody you need to shout out? Anything you want to say?
Well, definitely gonna shout out Typical in Hollywood for sure. I mean, we ran a lot of pretty good bit of practices and didn't really work on it too much, just kind of filling it out. But shout out to those two. It's always fun racing against them. Always fun racing against everybody in the Pro Series. But shout out to them for sure.
All right, and always ask the winner next week. Sonoma, what do you got for there? You think you can two-peat?
I can definitely get maybe third, but if I win there, it's because Ty wrecked himself or something. I don't have anything personal. I have a pretty good car there, but me winning there over him is slim chance. But we'll see. It'd be cool to win two in a row, but we'll see.
All right, awesome. And once again, congrats to your win, Henson. Typical finish in second. And Alex coming in third here in the Pro Series from Darlington. And yeah, so good race out of all you guys. Next week, going to be taking on Sonoma. Don't miss it. Pro-Am Series takes it on Tuesday. I'm not sure if Hollywood's going to be there. We'll figure it out. And then Thursday, right here with me, taking on Sonoma with the Pro Series. Everybody have a great, wonderful weekend. I hope you enjoyed this race from Darlington. Congrats to Henson on that first win. And I hope y'all enjoy the actual NASCAR races from Dover this weekend. So race on, or rock on, race on, Ruthless Racing.